are you? After this long vacation, the Eid, I wish you had a nice time celebrating, eating everything, of course, sweet and meat. Yes, today I don't want to waste more time. Today we are going to look at Better My Heart closely after, like what we did last time, if you remember. We gave you a general background about metaphysical poetry, the 17th century, and we saw how 17th century was a century of uncertainty. But today, and I remember we talked about the metaphysical poets, and we saw how those poets were writing difficult poetry which was characterized by its conceits, paradoxes, images, tough rhythm or tough versification, and like the blending between passion and mind. So today we are going to look closely at the poem, analyze it, see some of these characteristics. However, as usual, I'm looking forward to listening to your wonderful reports after this long vacation. So let's see who has a creative report. Don't tell me you don't have reports. Okay. Yes? Do you have one? Not creative. Okay.
I didn't have time for a creative one.
Oh my God. Let's see. You come here, okay? Take my place.
As many would consider it a holiday, others consider it as a transitional period. Spending 9 days holiday was a mess that it came during hard times of exams and assignments. Wake up early, do many things, that's all what we used to not to do during last days. Now we are on again, different mornings and different faces, just a word, God help us.
Okay, thank you very much. It's very laconic, but it seems like she was very clever in wasting her time.
No.
You didn't? Okay, good. So let's see another report. Yes? Yeah? And of course we'll see a response as well. No problem. Say good morning, how are you? They're waiting for you.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? After enjoying Eid and being so interested and happy, we come back to the university and began to study. Actually, it was a beautiful Eid, but with a mixture of frightening feeling. Because of the beauty of Eid, but the horror of the coming exams and such things. Referring to the previous lecture of poetry, it was so nice, and we discussed the metaphysical poetry, and then the teacher ordered us to prepare the next kind of poetry.
I don't order. I just told you, because order, it means like I'm very authoritative ordering everybody. Good. Let's see a response. Yes? A response, how you found the poem. Like, was it good, interesting? Like, was it like how my daughter felt? It was very horrifying poem. She even didn't sleep. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, but this is metaphysical poetry.
He asked the three-person God to batter his heart. For him, God only knocks politely and seeks to mend, while he wants to be torn apart, to rise and stand, to be new. He loves God and wants God to love him too. But he considers a mercy aid will not make him chaste, nor his lust would fade. So he wants God to knock him down, just as a defeated town. Well, John Donne, I'm telling you, if you want to be renewed, first, there is only one God, and salvation comes through your heart, not by force or imprisoned for life. If you mean it, then you can have it.
Yes, thank you, Rowan. This is very creative response. And I like it very much because she's responding to the poem from a Muslim perspective, because, I mean, we have our beliefs, and, you know, perhaps, you know, she responded that from a Muslim perspective, because we believe, you know, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is only one, you know, and we have differences between, you know, Islam and Christianity, other religions. Okay, now, any other response? Yes?
Hello, Father. Try to forgive me, Allah. Remorseful I am, and I want to begin with a new life without any fright. Please, Allah, forgive me about my telling of lies. I am trying to be a new one, but I am sick for your life. I am admit I have lots of faults, but I know you are the greatest Lord. Regarding my eyes, I will keep it from the ugliness. According to my eyes, I have to protect it from the liars. You and me have the same and only enemy. By your power you can burn it by your harsh fire. So make me away from his evil plans, and try to forgive me because of my listening to Satan, your only enemy. And I will revenge from him, and this is my greatest pledge, in order to make my life happiness and allow me to enter your heaven. In short, the most thing I want to be happy from your adorer.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, this shows, like, you know, even the poem is written, like, you know, by a Christian who was mainly Catholic, but, you know, we have something to share. Because, you know, her response is full of supplication. You know what means supplication? She's imploring. She's praying, you know, and she's hoping that God would take her to heaven, to eternal paradise. So, you know, the poem is not totally, you know, contrary to our beliefs, but we have something to share. And perhaps, like, I still remember when I was teaching metaphysical poetry, I asked this question: to what extent do you think that metaphysical poetry intersects or even deviates from our beliefs as Muslims? Okay, now let's see your response orally. What do you think? You know, what do you think? What do you think of the poem? Yes, please. Yes. So this is the idea of Trinity: the Father, the Son, and, you know, the Lord. Okay. And so, you know, that was disturbing to you? So that was disturbing to you. How did you feel about this?
I feel his ideology is mistaken.
Mm-hmm. You know, the belief itself, you know? Okay.
In my mind.
Okay.
And he is believe in three God. Okay, maybe because we are Muslim, one God, but it's
Yeah.
good.
If you, like, debate with, you know, a Christian, they would tell you, like, there was a debate between Ahmad Didat and, like, you know, a Muslim, and he said, we are three, but we are one. You know, it is like, he said, like a state of water when it is, you know, gas, when it is, you know, liquid, when it is frozen, you know. This is how they argue, and you have to prepare yourself how to argue against also this. Good. What do you think? Yes?
I like when he used the language easy and difficult at the same time. When he
Yeah, like you like the language is easy, but the ideas are difficult. Yes, you are right. The language, you know, is easy, but the ideas are difficult. I don't know. Do you know why? Do you know why? Who can tell me why? The language, if you look, better my heart, three-person God, the word better might be difficult, but it's easy. Usurp might be difficult. So I think the poet uses simple words, but I bet, like, a lot of you found it difficult to understand. Why? Why? Was it ambiguous? Yes?
maybe because it's for religious reasons.
Okay. For religious reasons, because we don't understand the creed.
Maybe because the whole poem is argumentative.
Because, of the argument. Yeah, but I think when you have an argument, it is easy to understand. But you are not answering the question in my mind, or you're not reaching the answer in my mind. Yes?
Maybe it's metaphorical.
Yes? What do you mean, metaphorical?
Like he mentions some.
And I think you are clever in analyzing a metaphor,
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think? Yeah, you're right to some extent, but you have to develop this idea. Yes?
Maybe because he wrote it to the intellectual people, so they will understand it.
Yes, but what are the features of difficulty in this poem? Why it is difficult? Yes? Excellent. The paradoxes, the conceits. So when you are using paradoxes and conceits, even though the language is simple, but still you are having difficulty in analyzing, because you need to employ your mind to analyze those paradoxes and conceits, and this is what I'm trying to get you to do today. Yes? More? What do you think? Yes, please. How did you find the poem? Not easy. Why? What do you mean by not easy?
Because there is a blending between king and mind. That's related to intellectual reason.
So you want like everything to be not without reasoning, or what? I think nowadays, we in this century, we are in the age of technology, and still we appreciate what is being thought of this in this way. Thought of in this way. So we still accept, we like intellectual things. Okay? There? How did you find the poem? It's an easy question. Yes?
When I read the poem, I felt horrible because, when I read the lines, I felt that I remember the judgment day and the heaven, God,
very good.
Our mistakes, our sins, and since that, and despite this, that this poem is for a Christian one, and there are many Christian ideas. We also invite us to think about our sins and our Muslim and our Islam and our Muslim perspectives. Since we should think about how to renew and how to free ourselves from our sins and mistakes.
Yeah, how to free. Yes. So we might share the same experience, because here we have a poet or a persona who is happy. No, what? Sad? Was he sad or happy? Quickly. Sad. Why?
Because he had a story.
Don't tell me because he was happy, he was sad. Because this is a paradox. Huh? Why was he sad? Oh, 3 people are answering. Why was he sad? Look at me, I'm mad at you. Why? Because you are not answering my question. But I'm not sad, because some people are trying to answer. Yes, please.
He asked God to break his sinful heart
Yeah, so tell me, in a simple language, why is he sad? Is he sad because, he lost some of his children? Is he sad because his wife passed away? I don't know. Is he sad because he lost some money? Why is he sad? Yes, please. Yeah, there.
Because he's full of sinners.
Yeah, he's full of sins. He feels guilty. He's guilty.
His relation with God is weak.
Yeah, he feels that why his relation God with his relation? Because he's full of sin. Yes.
Another chance, he needs another
To make a strong relationship between he and.
Yeah, so he's sad because he feels he's guilty. He's sad because he feels.
He has a conflict with Satan.
Yeah, because he feels that he is possessed. He's controlled by Satan, God's enemy. Yeah, I think he had the reasons to be sad and mad at the same time. Why? Because he feels that the devil has entrenched himself a lot in his daily experience, in his daily life, to the extent that he was incapable of doing anything like of praying, of obeying God. Good. So let's see. Final response? Yes, final opinion of the poem. What do you think?
I think
Yeah.
he bring to my mind the original sin and
Uh-huh.
the Catholicism idea of how every person born with a sin in his heart. And
Uh-huh.
I think the poem is appropriate to a Catholic or a Christian person, but us for a Muslim, I don't think we really accept it very much.
Uh-huh.
Because
Very good. The idea of original sin is very important, and original sin, like, this is like central to Catholic and Protestant, and even the Protestants said, like, in Adam's fall we sinned all, because all, the Christian, whether Protestant or Catholic, believe that we people are born sinners, and this is the original sin. You might have an idea about the original sin. But the Protestant thought that you can free yourself out of this sin by good deeds. And, by good deeds. However, the Catholic believe, the Catholic people believe that you can free yourself out of the sins by, your body. You see? By your body. Exactly like when Jesus Christ, sacrificed his body on the cross, and then he purified his soul, he redeemed even humankind. Okay? Good. Thank you for bringing these ideas, because, they will help us. And that's why I think everybody should come ready with a response. A final thing before we start? Good. Yes?
There's one thing when he asked God to forgive him and make him back to...
Did he ask God to forgive him?
During the poem. So
Yeah.
he asked for forgiving of being guilty and dealing with Satan, or taking the way of Satan.
But like, where is that? Like, I don't think, it is in the poem. He's asking God to
We can understand from the whole poem.
yeah. From the whole poem, because I think, take me to you, imprison me, for I accept you, enthrone me, shall never be free, and never ever chase except you ravish me, So it is there in the poem, like, he thinks that he will not be free out of sins, unless, God, imprisons him, and this is like one of the many paradoxes we're having in the poem. Okay, it's good. Like, before we start, do you think this poem is full of paradoxes? Okay, let's try to list them. Take 2 minutes. Tell me what are the paradoxes in the poem. Okay, just like, how many paradoxes do we have in the poem? Okay, let's see now. Yes. What are the paradoxes in the poem? Yes?
He said, break, grow, burn, to make me new.
Yes. How can you flatten this? You know what I mean, flatten it? Just like make it easy, accessible. Can you flatten it?
If you broke something, it would be new. It would
Also, I don't think that you are going to break a lot of things in your house to make them new.
Yeah, so it's like in the Bible, it's how if you breaking and burning, it makes something new.
I don't know, like how?
Ask him.
Yeah, but, I mean, do you think this, can you, in your mind, like, think of something which is burned, which is broken, and then it is made anew? No? No, sometimes, like, when we burn a rod of iron, when it is rusty, we burn it, and then it becomes shining. You see what I mean? Because the rust. So this makes a sense. But I don't know how you break something to make it new. For example, a door which, is not is always causing you a problem, and you want to make a new door, you break it, and then it opens easily. Yeah. Yes.
Regarding this line, like the burning and breaking to make him anew, the Talmud asks the God to destroy him and to burn him in order to make himself anew and to purify himself from the sins he has.
Yes. So you mean when he's burned, when the body is burned,
Yeah, he will burn.
all the sins will fly away, and he will be a new person without sins. And this is central, as we said, to the Catholic beliefs, because they believe that it is the body which is the place of the sin. Once the body is burned, all the sins will go away and you will be free again. Wow, good. Yes. Yes.
There is another one. Imprison me.
Yeah, imprison me to make me free. Wow.
Imprison me to make me free. That the prison of God is freedom from Satan.
From Satan. Yes.
It protects him from sins and Satan.
Can you flatten or explicate this paradox from a daily situation, or a situation from our life? How is in prison, or how is prison freedom? How sometimes is prison? Look at him, at Khalid. Khalid is, there in the booth. He's imprisoned, but he's free. He can look at us. He can, smile. He can everything. Yes.
Like people who are imprisoned in their own land, they are free of the presence or.
Yes. Look at us. We are in our land. We are in a siege. We are imprisoned, but we are happy because this is our land. It is better to be imprisoned in a different land. So when we are imprisoned, and this is perhaps the mistake of our grandparents when, of course, they were forced to leave, but now they prefer, they felt sorry because they left, because the Arab leaders told them to leave, and in 15 days they will go back.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So yes, we are under the siege, but we are happy because this is our country. This is our country. Good. More paradoxes, but let me just remind you, I think once Ibn Taymiyyah said, my prison, is a solitude for me. A solitude. You know what means solitude? Khulwa, yani. It's a place where he can worship God easily. And look at our prisoners, like those who were freed prisoners, they were released. Most of them were knowledgeable. Most of them were scholars. They were educated and they were intellectuals. Because they were in prison, they were not wasting their time. They were reading. So prison for them freed them from ignorance, from illiteracy. Okay, good. So I'm very happy. That's why we think that metaphysical poetry is intellectual, because it needs a skill of analyzing, a skill of analysis. Yes. Good. More. So far you have burn, make me new. This is number one. Imprison me to make free. Where is that? The third. Okay. The bottom, yeah. This imprison me to make me free. And I think, it is the same idea, enthrall me, which is imprison. Okay, what else? What about, shine and, break in order to mend, Yeah. Yes. Overthrow me to rise again. What does mean overthrow? Knock me down to rise again. Do we have this in our religion? Do we, sometimes pray God, to do this for us? How? How do we ask God, Allah to do this for us? Sometimes I hear some people say, may I, live a poor and even be accompanied by the poor in the day after, they say that. And some people, are happy when they are inflicted. You know what I mean, inflicted? يبتلى يعني. They are happy, they become patient. So we have something similar to this, yes?
Don't they say, disaster, if it doesn't kill, it makes you stronger?
Yeah. Yes?
I want to say that when we commit mistakes and feel that we commit these mistakes, we pray for God and ask Him to punish us.
So mistake is not seen totally as something negative. Mistake is something foolish, but if we don't, sometimes it's seen as something good, because it is a chance for us to learn, to repent. So mistake is not totally seen as something bad. Yes?
When Allah inflicted us by difficult situation, we go back to Him, we improve.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yes, when we are inflicted, we become close to our Creator. We become close. And this is an advantage of infliction. Wow, good. So I think you started to be metaphysical. You started to be intellectual. Good. So more, I know the last line, it is a little bit difficult. It is very erotic, but this has to do with the queer, the strange philosophy of Donne, which has to do with, their beliefs. Okay, I don't want to explain this now, but later. Let's see. Better my heart, three-person God. Better my heart. It's you can say, better my heart. Break. Why not, better my heart. The word better, make it into shatter. Better means better my heart. So what does the word better, if he says, no, not bomb, destroy, even though I'm just looking for remove my heart, change my heart. Yeah, but why is better my heart is more effective? And what does it mean? Better my heart. Yeah, it is stronger. And because why is he using stronger words?
He's angry with himself.
He's angry with himself?
He wants to punish himself.
Better my heart.
He wants to punish himself.
Yeah, very good. Strong sin. Because the sin is strong, so he needs a power, a force. Better my heart, three-person God. Three-person God. A three-person God, this is a reference to Trinity. Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. As yet, but not breathe, shine, and seek to mend. If you paraphrase this, it is easy. I will never be mended unless, I'm broken, unless my heart is shattered and broken to pieces. As yet, but knock. Without knocking me, without breathing, shining, and seek to mend, I cannot be mended. So look here how he perceives himself. He perceives himself as a guilty person who is, let's say, not fixed, not mended. He needs some power to mend him. That I may rise and stand, overthrow me. Overthrow me. Overthrow me. Kill me. Bring me down. Overthrow me. Let me fall in order to rise. So how? This is the idea of infliction. We cannot be strong. Because when we are inflicted, we become closer to God. We become very intransigent. Intransigent, like very powerful. We become more perseverant, more patient. Yes, that I may rise and stand, overthrow me, and bend. And bend what? Your force to break, blow, burn. Look, to to break. Look at the blow, burn. So these are strong. These verbs denote strong action. And this shows how he is obsessed with guilt. This shows how much he was guilty. So he wanted God to do that because his guilt was great. His sin was great. So he wanted God to do what? To burn, to blow, to break, in order to make him new. I like an usurped town. I am like usurped town. I'm like Jerusalem. Look at Jerusalem. What do you think of Jerusalem? Jerusalem is occupied. It is usurped. What does it mean usurped? It is taken by force. In other words, in Arabic, mughtasaba. Usurped. I like a usurped town. I am like a usurped town. This is what? A conceit. But originally this is a simile. However, now when somebody declares, I like a usurped town, it's very strange. Look at you. You're surprised. Because, we don't have, let's say, ground of similarity. How come you are like a usurped town? But sometimes in our age we understand somebody, أنا القدس المحتلة. Sometimes we understand this. I like a usurped town. So he's like a town which is occupied. I think, you start to think, who's occupying him? Satan. And his, sins. Of course, Satan is the occupier. Satan is the occupier. He's occupied. Wow.
Sins are soldiers.
Sins are the soldiers of Satan's. Wow. Look at him. I like a usurped town to another due. To another due. Who's the other? Who's another? What does mean a due? Loyal. Loyal. So, who is he loyal to? Or to whom is he loyal? To Satan. Yes, to another due. Labor to admit you, but owe to no end. My sincere efforts are for you, but in vain. Al-Fadi. Why? Because he is occupied. Because he doesn't have freedom. Reason, mind, your viceroy. I mean, what is interesting here, we are moving from one conceit, still like the conceit of being a usurped town, we can understand it. And we understand Satan, God, Satan is like occupier, and this town will not be, freed or, let's say liberated until, until God intervenes and then helps in that. Here, reason your viceroy. Reason? What's mean viceroy? I think, like those who used to smoke, they know that there is something called viceroy cigarettes, viceroy cigarettes. But viceroy, what does mean viceroy? You have not been preparing the poem. You have not been using your dictionaries. I'm sorry. Huh? Viceroy means deputy. Viceroy means representative. ممثل. Viceroy, naib. Yeah. Your reason is your viceroy. And here reason, it is more than the mind. It is the soul itself. It is the soul, which, is the representative of God in man. And I think also as a Muslim, we think that we are having this divine power. This divine thing in us, which is the soul, is from God, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he means, reason your viceroy in me should defend, but is captive. Like this is the conceit. But is captive and proves weak or untrue. How come it is captive? What is captive here? The soul, the reason. What is captive? What captivates? No. If you don't answer this, you will never understand the second conceit. No, you're not warm. Yes. Try to use your mind. No, I'm sorry. I won't tell you until you answer it.
Teacher, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is like, the soul is captive. How? Can you elaborate this? Huh? No here. Yes, the body. Thank you very much. It is captive by the body. The body, for the Christian, is, the place which, captures the soul. And the soul won't be itself until it is. So this is the second conceit. You see? So we have two conceits here. I think we have to stop here, because this poem, as you see, is very interesting. And it is realistic. It is realistic, and it requires some of our intellectualism. Like we have to employ, our understanding, but it is very interesting. So next time we are going to spend another class analyzing this poem, and perhaps like to give you, some background or revision about, the exam. We can talk about this either on Monday or on Wednesday. Thank you very much, and continue preparing for this poem.